blood. The night the pirates came to the vampire club. The leader was tall and snide and slim. He looked like a gay Captain Morgan. Well, he recognized the vampire from his school. He did something that was most uncool. He said, "Hey everybody, see the fool in the cape? His name is Bernie Weinstein and he's in the 8th grade." Fangs were flying, capes were torn. Hell hath no fury like a vampire scorn. Number one rule in this game: never call one by his real name. Wigs were pulled, top hats were crushed by pointy boots in a rush. And Boris at the bar orders a bud and says it's just another night at the vampire club. Missy lost a fang in the ladies' room. We all laughed and called her Snaggletooth. D was mad cause he broke his cane and he flushed his contacts down the drain. There was so much angst after the fight. Vlad and Akasha broke up that night while some rivet heads danced in a puddle of goo. That used to be Father You-Know-Who. Fangs were flying, capes were torn. Hell hath no fury like a vampire scorn. Number one rule in this game: never call him by his real name. Wigs were pulled, top hats were crushed by pointy boots in a rush. And Boris at the bar orders a bud and says it's just another night at the vampire club. We're still around. When we hang out, it's always upside down. Dressed in black from toe to head, singing Bela Lugosi, still undead. A gaggle of goths is a peaceful sight. We'd do anything to avoid a fight. But if you really want to see some gore and blood, wait till the ravers come to the vampire club. Fangs were flying, capes were torn. Hell hath no fury like a vampire scorn. The number one rule in this game: never call him by his real name. Wigs were pulled, top hats were crushed by pointed boots in a rush. And Boris at the bar orders a bud and says it's just another night at the vampire club.
You ought to ask magical Mr. Mistopheles, the original conjuring cat. There can be no doubt about that. Please, listen to me, and don't scoff. All his inventions are off his own bat. There's no such cat in the metropolis. He holds all the patent monopolies for performing surprising illusions and creating eccentric confusion. The greatest magicians have something to learn from Mr. Mistopheles' conjuring turn. And we all say, oh, well, I never was there ever a cat so clever as a magical Mr. Mistopheles. He's quiet, he is small, he is black. From his ears to the tip of his tail, he can creep through the tiniest crack. He can walk on the narrowest rail. He can pick any card from the pack. He's equally cunning with dice. He's always deceiving you into believing that he's only hunting for mice. Ow! You can play any trick with a cork, or a spoon and a bits of fish paste. And you look for a knife or a fork, and you think that it's merely misplaced. You've seen it one moment, but then it is gone. But you'll find it next week, laying out on the lawn. And we all say, oh, well, I never was there ever a cat so clever as a magic Mr. Mistopheles. find out